Hey guys, your boy MKS back again with another video. Um, I'd love to know what you think, like any opinions or any suggestions, ideas, or general feedback. Hopefully you'll watch the video till the end, give some likes and things like that, share the video, all being well. And hope I come up with some interesting points that interest you. This is mostly about places I'd like to see and things I'd like to do in those places, like Aborigine centres, for instance. I've already visited one Aborigine centre, so I'm hoping to go to as many as possible. Although Australia is a very far way away from where I live. I've been there once before. It's like 26 hours in total, and you're in the air for about 20 of those hours. So obviously easier said than done. But I would love, all being well, to go to these places, like, as I say, in New Zealand, Maori centres, or if they could, or help them to create their own Maori centres and things like that, and fundraise for things like that. So that's what this video is mainly, or these videos are mainly about, like my bucket list of things I want to do to sort of, not that I'm an angel or anything else, but they are sort of things I want to do to help other people, at least get in touch with my softer side, if you like, or basically try and help as many people as I can. Anywho, so all being well in the future, I hope to. Sorry, I'm going to try and get on with this. I think that covers everything with the intro. Yeah, as ever, please let me know what your thoughts are at the end of the video, or whatever. Don't comment anything. Always welcome. Number 21. I hope to support things like Asian tourism and those other areas I talked about before. How to support their tourism industries, and like my fellow mixed race people as well as myself, going to visit as many parts of those places, Africa and Asia, and as many countries as there as possible, and like dyslexic groups, like we can bring together charities and NGOs and philanthropists and so forth. Also hope to support Asian YouTubers and African YouTubers and things like that, and YouTubers of colour, and how we can connect together and like each other's videos and just generally support each other, all being well. And any YouTubers of minority groups or disabled YouTubers as well, and that sort of thing. Number 22, sorry, completely, sorry, I suppose I got this list completely wrong. Number 11, that was supposed to be, sorry. Number 12, tell me what with it. Number 12, sorry, that was number 11, not 21. I forgot I only did part 1 of the video. Number 12, I've gone red again. Number 12 would be to go to support Asian and African YouTubers and people of colour and disabled people and that sort of thing, and also like to encourage dyslexic groups and mentors to go to parts of Asia and Africa, and like say dyslexic people, and talk about dyslexia, and especially those who have done well. I've seen like videos of a conference before where like from the Dyslexic Advantage and Made by Dyslexia, where they support they brought together people who are financially successful in their chosen fields or areas, to go to parts of in this summit to talk about how their dyslexia has affected their work, or how they've managed to achieve great things, sometimes not in spite of it, because of their dyslexia. So I dream to like take those conferences from Made by Dyslexia and Dyslexic Advantage and other such groups to parts of Asia and Africa, as I say, and talk to people like parents, teachers, educators, and that sort of thing. And where, so for instance, people who believe dyslexic people are stupid or dumb or thick or lazy, or whatever they think, or whatever negative stereotypes or opinions they have of dyslexics, they would hopefully change those opinions, and again talk about what they've achieved and how they've achieved it, and how people with dyslexia in Asia and Africa could also achieve that, and maybe do some fundraising as well, and how to stop yourself from going red when you make stupid mistakes. So yeah, and also like maybe like YouTubers and also mixed race people going and mentoring in those places as well, and YouTubers who are smarter than myself, which is probably not that difficult to be, could also talk about how they made a success of their YouTube, the ones that made a successful YouTube, and how people from Africa and Asia could potentially do the same. And again, I hope we can like and share and support each other's channels as much as possible. POC, people of colour, disabled people, and other disadvantaged communities. Number 13, I hope my videos won't be too bad and cringeworthy or embarrassing, like where I forgot where I was with the list. And hopefully, as I say, I won't embarrass myself too much. And hopefully I can improve and do better than I was doing before, or better than I'm doing so far. But anyway, number 14. Yeah, I suppose like I hope to go to as many parts as I get the chance to in Asia and Africa again with and indigenous communities in Australasia and the Americas, and with charities and NGOs helping me, and like take some of my notes, and hopefully someone there will be able to read them and talk about some ideas and share my ideas, and perhaps read some of those notes to them and talk about what they mean and that sort of thing. Hopefully they'll be able to make some use of it, which will benefit them in the long term, and look at how to solve problems and provide things like water aid and things like that, and generally look at what problems are facing those nations and how to support them. Number 15, again, I hope to look at how to fundraise to get to do these sorts of things, like what sort of, how can I do these, how can I achieve these things, how can I put them into practice, like how can I go to different parts of Africa, what's the cheapest, like cost effective, most time friendly, or whatever way, and what areas need the most help, and how I'll be able to help them, that sort of thing. So yeah, how I can work towards those goals. Number 16, again, I'd love to hear other people sharing their ideas and goals, and hopefully remember where I counted in the list. And again, like share ways to fundraise or like I say, charities or NGOs, which I hope to come to, and again to visit as many of those places as possible. Again, the most disadvantaged groups, and how I can help them. Obviously, as long as it's safe to do so, and especially if I'm going with other people to dyslexic organisations or charities or NGOs, obviously their safety is important as well. So obviously, I understand why they wouldn't want to go if those places aren't very safe. I've talked about like Central Africa and places like that, how if they came together and stopped fighting each other and made sure they were safe, they could increase tourism and bring in events like this and that sort of thing. Number 17, I hope to go to Italy and share my ideas about football. I know that's not specifically like as charitable as my other ideas in terms of, this is a bit more of a selfish idea as a big Italian football fan. And obviously there's not as much poverty in Italy as there are in Asian and African nations, but this is like a bit of a bias I have in favour of Italian football. So like I'd love to take footballs if I could, if there's a way to transport footballs from different countries to Italy, give everyone football and training equipment, and encourage sponsors to do the same, and look how I can fundraise for set up charities and encourage sponsors to sponsor Italian football, sponsor football pitches, training equipment, materials, football boots, shin pads, and all that sorts, providing those sorts of things for as many people as possible in Italy, preferably pretty much all Italians, and like help them to encourage each other in football, and again share my ideas, like in blue notebooks which represent like Italy colours, blue, and also like blue like plastic bags or things like that, or things that are blue to symbolise that these are for Italian football. So I hope to go there, like maybe with my fellow Anglo-Indians especially, and sometimes dyslexics who can talk about how our ideas can help in sports and things like that, and like Italian dyslexics playing football in Italy, as well as like Celtic Park in Glasgow, because I'm also a Celtic fan, which I talked about before. Number 18, again, hope I can spread positive love, joy, and all that. Hopefully I'll get some fans on my channel and people will enjoy my content in the long term, and I'll get loads of subscribers and things like that, all being well. I may dream, I suppose. 19, I hope I'll remember how to count properly, or what part of the list I'm on, or be able to focus. And also like supporting African software, which I've talked before about, and like encouraging companies like Microsoft to train up, especially young people, in particular girls, and to support girls to become leaders in the future in Africa in technology, as well as I said before, like Indigenous Australasians, Aborigines, Maoris, people like that. Especially training up girls and boys as well, but mainly to have like more. I'd love to see more African female African tech leaders, especially Indigenous ones, especially Black African tech leaders, and maybe they can like mentor each other in the future and train each other. And number 20, I hope to support all areas of African tech as much as possible, and develop ideas which I've talked about before, like tea for technology, where tea brands donate a certain amount of their profits towards the development of African tech. Hope this wasn't too cringeworthy. and please let me know what you think if I dare read it. Peace and love.